tribe, happy 2021. And in the famous words of a viral TikToker, I come back.
Hello, I come back. Me and Tato,
Yeah, no, that was, I think, undoubtedly one of my favorite viral videos for 2020, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the other cool and viral videos for 2021. Listen, I know I've been slacking on my YouTube videos. A lot of you have been sending me messages on Twitter and Instagram asking me when I'm going to post another video. When am I going to be consistent on YouTube? And guys, 2021 is the year for that. I know it's a bit late, but you're better late than never. So I'm really excited, and I'm sorry about the echo behind me. I'm in a house that we are about to furnish, and so because of all the open space, there is an echo, and I'm hoping that it's not going to be too distracting. I want to start this year off on a high note. I think that it's always important to talk about the trends in your industry before you step into the year, because if you don't know what's happening, how can you know how to navigate through it? How can you know how to seize the opportunities? You can't know, you know what I mean? So I think it's important for us to talk about the trends.
Like a lion in the desert, in the forest, somewhere there in a cage. You know what I'm saying? A lion is roaring. Prepare something to tame the lion, baby.
And the trends I want to talk about today are the social media trends for 2021. Guys, so much has been happening in the social media space, and I think it's safe to say that you can only bet on uncertainty. With COVID and lockdown and all these uncertain changes that are happening in our environment, you can literally only bet on uncertainty. So what does that mean? It means that people are home, people have lost their jobs. There are going to be a lot of people trying their luck. There are going to be a whole lot more new products and services that are coming out because people need jobs. People need to make themselves useful in one way or another. People need money. People need to take care of themselves. So you're going to see a whole lot more new apps coming out. You're going to see a whole lot new businesses coming out and just different services that were not around before. Let us bank on uncertainty. When you see something that you don't know, learn about it, because chances are it might be something that becomes a reality and a norm after we've ridden the wave of COVID. And another thing is that we all have to understand that there is no going back from here. COVID has changed the way that we do things, and things are going to be different moving forward. It's going to take years and years for economies to recover from the damages of COVID. So if you're banking on the idea that the vaccine is going to change your life, think again. It's definitely going to help us move forward, but you're certainly going to have to think big, think different, think niche. All of the principles that we talk about on the Label Line podcast, and that we talk about on our IG lives, and that you hear other entrepreneurs talking about. This is the time, this is the time to bank on uncertainty. So, what are the trends for 2021? Before we go into this, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, because you don't want to miss this. I'm going to be sharing videos every single week, one video a week. I've committed to this thing. I've given myself the challenge of 30 videos. So until I reach my 30 video cap, I'm just going to be recording. And after 30 videos, we're going to take it to another level. So I'm really excited. So don't forget to subscribe, click your notifications, turn them on, click like, don't forget to comment. Let's talk about this. So what are the social media trends for 2021? For me, it definitely has to be the rise, and I think I'm underestimating or undermining it when I say the rise, because video has risen, but it's getting even bigger than it was before. So if you never had a video strategy for your business or for your social media pages, think again, guys. You need video. It is a need. It is not a want. It is a need. More than pictures, more than writing, video is king in 2021. Why is video king? I think there are many reasons why video is king. I think for the first reason is that a lot of people are home. A lot of people are working from home, and not everybody is streaming television. In fact, I think that video platforms like YouTube and IGTV are competing with television attention. Content online, that's video content, especially on IG, especially on Facebook, is really short. It's very short, it's quick to consume, and a lot of the time it's incredibly entertaining for the short space of time that you might have between your lunch and your Zoom meeting or whatever the case may be. And also, not everybody has a television, and not everybody is subscribed to television services that allow their television viewing experience to be enjoyable. So a lot more people are enjoying the free access to content that they're finding online. And I think the most important thing that we haven't touched on, I think as content creators, as entrepreneurs and marketers, is that this is the era where people are going to be seeking connection the most, you know? People feel secluded, they feel isolated, and COVID is making a lot of people feel depressed and feel alone. And so I think a lot of people are going to be consuming video content online because it makes them feel closer to the content producer. It's almost like a friend, you know? You've got access to them in a way that you don't have access to an actor or somebody on television. So I think video is king. Video is king in 2021 and moving forward. If you do not have video in your strategy, you need to think again. And we're also talking about things like TikTok. I mean, everybody's on TikTok. Everybody is on TikTok. I'm even on TikTok. I don't enjoy using the platform as a content creator, but I'm on it. So I think it's important for us to just understand also how viral video content can become, you know? It's very interesting how much faster video content becomes viral than non-video content. And also, people are taking part in video challenges. So you're seeing a lot of dance challenges that are happening, and it's easy for people to replicate the dances that they're seeing. So there are many little strategies that you can tie into your video content that will help you to grow and to help you to plug into virality. I mean, how easy is it for you to create a dance video of something that's already viral and plug yourself into that? People are already there, they're already watching, so why not plug into that? And remember guys, I always say this about virality and hashtags. A lot of the time if something is trending, it trends on a hashtag, people say that thing is viral. What is viral? When something is viral, it just means it has a marketplace that's centered solely on that thing, on that kind of content. And because there's so many eyes and so much attention, it benefits business people, content creators, marketers to plug into that virality, to plug into that hashtag. And never miss the chance to do so, but also be genuine about it, you know? For me, for example, I don't plug into a lot of viral trends because it doesn't fit what I'm about and what I'm trying to do. But on the odd occasion that I do find something that I can fit into, I plug into it, and you need to be genuine, you know? A lot of the time when I see this mistake on Twitter, people just hop onto any single hashtag that exists online, and you're like, no, we can see that you're trying to advertise to us, and that puts us off, you know? We don't want somebody who's just trying to advertise to us. We want somebody who's actually taking part in this viral trend. That's the whole point. Like, are you adding something cool to the trend? Are you adding something funny to the trend? Are you adding another dimension? Add to the trend. Don't just sell your product. Add a different dimension. Do something that allows you to show people that you're genuinely participating in this thing, but that they need to look at you and see what else you have to offer, you know? When you hop onto virality, it really is all about getting people to see you so that they can click on your page and learn more about you. It's not about an initial sale. If you can have an initial sale from that, well done to you, and you know, that's great. But for most people, that is not the case. So be very careful in how you plug into virality, but explore video content because there's so much that you can get from it. And there's so many different platforms like TikTok and YouTube, even Facebook, you know, and Facebook is allowing you to monetize your Facebook videos now. So that's really, really big. And I think that's also why video is king right now. Video is king because unlike other platforms, unlike your Twitter, unlike your Instagram, people can actually monetize their videos. So it meets that need of, well, I don't have a job or I need extra income. It feeds that need, you know, it addresses that problem. And so people who have video platforms, video sharing platforms right now are winning like crazy. But also, on that note, the second social media trend that we need to look out for 2021 is people's need for connection. Howdy-does are always making a noise. They just make the most annoying noise. But Yeah, so the second social media trend for 2021 is people's need for connection. And so you're going to see a whole lot more chat groups happening and different platforms that are offering chatting and connecting services. So the one that I can think about now that's the most notable is Clubhouse. If you have not been on Clubhouse, you should get on it, get someone to invite you. But Clubhouse is really great because people get to come together and talk about something specific, you know. Thought leaders like myself and others will host a topic. So maybe I'll host the top social media trends for 2021, and then you'll plug into that Clubhouse group and we'll have a conversation about that. And it's an audio format platform, you know, so it's pretty great because it's allowing people to have conversations and it's allowing them to preserve the integrity of their conversations by making sure that they're aware of who's attending the conversation, you know. But it's social, so you can interact. And I think that need for connection and the need for communicating with people in real time is what people are going to go for. So the kind of apps you're going to see coming up are going to be apps like Clubhouse that allow people to have real-time interactions and share valuable information. And also remember, right, we have to keep remembering people have lost their jobs, people need extra money because they're not getting the same amount that they were getting before. They can't access the opportunities that they used to access. So there's a high demand for intellectual content, how to sell online, how to pivot my business in times of uncertainty, how to sell my house and get the most out of it, you know, how to buy a house. How can I get rid of my loans when I've lost my job? There's so much demand for that kind of content right now. And if you're the kind of person who is producing that, this is your time. You know, if you're the kind of company that's offering services that either help people, you know, liberate themselves and empower themselves through information, or that give them the convenience to achieve their objectives, then you need to plug into that because that's what the economy is about right now. So it's all about sharing. And the third social media trend for 2021 is definitely double niching. Okay, I know a lot of you have heard me speak about niching before, and that's really zeroing in on your core customers. Who really wants to buy from you? Who really cares about what you're selling? Who really wants to engage in what you're offering, right? But now double niching is taking it even further. So for example, if you were going to say that you sell makeup, you have a makeup brand and you sell makeup to women, right? If you're gonna double niche, and even that saying you sell makeup to women isn't really a niche, you have to say, I sell makeup to women who have ethnic skin, right? So that's your darker shades, right? And this is just a broad example, guys. Please don't take this offensively. I know that there are many different ways for us to define ethnic, and so please just understand that I'm using this as a quick example, and I'm willing and open to us having conversations about the definition of what ethnic is, right? But let's say you are creating, let me fix it. Let's say you are creating a makeup brand, or you offer makeup for women with dark skin, right? That would be your niche. I have products, makeup products for women with dark skin. But if you're gonna double niche, what you're gonna say is, I offer makeup products for women who are a size 10 to 16 who live in Congo and Nigeria in these regions, right? So that's double niche. You're being very specific, and who earned this much. Right, so you're being very specific. And why have you chosen those regions? It might be because it's much hotter there and your makeup has more SPF, or because the people there have the texture of skin that works with your kind of product. Like, it's all about double niching. You need to be very specific about who your customer is, because there's just so much more content online than there ever was. Let's be honest about this. There's so much more content than there ever was online. And for you to compete with that, it means that you need to understand people more than you ever had before. The competition is real, the competition has increased, and so you need to meet it by really focusing on your customer. And what does double niching do for you? It allows you to serve your customer the best way possible. And when you do that, right now, people, remember, there's so much uncertainty in the world. People don't know what's happening, they don't know which way to go, and so they find comfort and they give loyalty to brands that are consistent and companies that have their best interests at heart. So those people will be loyal to you. No matter what's happening around them, they're going to prioritize you in their spending, and you want that. Because if they don't prioritize you, it means that you can never be sure what your sales forecast is going to be, right? So in a time of uncertainty, what do you need to give people? What's the greatest thing you can give your audience or your customers? It's certainty, right? It's certainty. In an era of uncertainty, in a time of extreme uncertainty, the greatest gift you can give your customer or your audience is certainty. And so because of that, what you need to be doing is making sure that you're communicating. You are making sure that you're letting them know exactly what's going on, that you keep your word and you keep your promises, and that you're double niching. You're really going for that person who genuinely needs and wants your product, not just the broader group of those people. Double niching is the trend for any of your social media activities for 2021. The next trend for 2021, and I think that's the fourth trend and probably the last trend, is audio content. You know, I think audio has been undermined for a very long time, and I think it's because with audio, a person has to do so much more to get to the point of listening to it. But what we've seen with COVID and lockdown is that there has been a rise in podcasts, you know. I personally thought that more people would be listening to radio when lockdown happened and with COVID, but what I've seen is that there's been a high trend in people migrating towards podcasts. And this is across the globe, you know, and you're also seeing a rise in podcast creators. And I think the reason is because people really get to zoom in on the content that they want. Podcasting gives the customer the option to choose. It gives them the luxury to decide what they want to listen to, when they want to listen to it, and how they want to listen to it, which is different from radio. So there isn't as much convenience in listening to radio as there would be in podcasting. And another thing about podcasting is it's got such a variety of information, right? So you can listen to your thought leaders, and you can listen to your relationship experts, and you can listen to your favorite foodie podcast, but there's so much variety, and you can curate it for yourself, you know? Once all of us got used to staying at home and being on lockdown, a lot of us started creating and curating content for our spaces. You know that you wake up at a certain time and you want to hear this, and at lunchtime you want to listen to this, and when you're working you want to listen to this. So podcasting allows people to curate their own experiences at home, which is different to radio, where you kind of have to take what they give you, you know, deal with it. And so I think that's also speaking to a trend in the market of how, because people are home, they are more demanding and they want what they want. They're not just going to settle for anything. They've got the time. They've got the time to find what they're looking for. So they're not going to just settle. They're going to go and find the thing that feeds their needs, that suits their preferences. And that's important. So make sure that if you really want to get into a conversation with your customers and you've got some kind of intellectual content or something to say, that you explore podcasts, because I think they're just getting bigger and bigger. And we even saw with Spotify just how big podcasting was in 2020, and I think we're going to be seeing even more innovation in the podcasting industry in 2021. So for me, those are my 4 top trends, right, for 2021, and let's just recap those trends so that we're all on the same page. The first trend is video is king. Chat. If you don't have video, I don't know where you are. I don't know where you're going. It doesn't even have to be YouTube. It can be Facebook. It can be Instagram. It can be TikTok. Whatever the case may be, even brands are plugging into video. So make sure you have a video platform. The second trend for 2021 is, can anyone guess? It's understanding that there is going to be a surge in new social media apps. So keep your eyes open, listen to what's happening in the spaces, and understand that people are going to be seeking communication, and communication where people are talking about what they want to be talking about, from thought leaders, from people that they love, whatever the case may be. That's why you're seeing the rise of platforms like Clubhouse. So always make sure that you're offering your customers something or some kind of product or service that allows them to communicate and feel more integrated and feel more included in something than the current landscape that COVID and lockdown are offering. The third social media trend is double niching. Remember, you have to be very specific about who your customer is. The more specific, the better. And the fourth social media trend for 2021 is audio. Invest in audio. Podcasting is only getting bigger. Innovation in the audio space is only getting greater. And even Clubhouse is part of this. So if you can, if you have the resources, consider audio because there's so many opportunities there waiting for you. Okie dokie, thank you for tuning into this video. Let me know, what did you think of our top 4 trends for 2021? These are all the tools and platforms that I think a lot of us need to be plugging into if we're going to be creating content online, whether it's for business, whether it's for our audience and community, if we're creators, whatever the case may be. Consider these 4 trends that I spoke about and do more research about them. And let me know, have you got video? Have you got audio? Are you double niching? Are you creating situations and environments where your customers can feel connected to something? Are you doing any of these things? Have they worked for you? If they haven't or they have, let me know. And guys, remember, from now on, I'm going to be sharing at least 1 video a week. I still haven't decided on the day yet, but I will communicate the day on Instagram and Twitter so that we can all be on the same page. And yeah, I want us to conquer this year. I think 2021 has the potential to be an amazing year. Also, I have a podcast called the Lebo Lion Podcast. Yep, we rebranded the podcast. We changed the name. It's newer, it's fresher, it's cooler. Check it out on SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes. You can find the links here on YouTube. You can find it on Twitter and Instagram, or you can just search the Lebo Lion Podcast and you'll find everything marketing, entrepreneurship, and mindset. Don't forget to tune into our first episode. It's all about limiting beliefs. What are the things that are stopping you from posting online? What are the things that are stopping you from doing what you said you're going to do? You know, achieving those goals that you want to achieve. What are those thoughts, those evil little thoughts that stop you from being your greatest, right? That's what we're going to talk about on the podcast. So that's what we are talking about on the Lebo Lion Podcast that you can find on SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes. And don't forget, we also have a new website that has just launched. You can just go to www.lebolion.com and you can find really cool things. You can get to know more about me. You can also subscribe to our Outsiders blog where I'll be sharing my thoughts and opinions. And hopefully you'll be sharing those with me too on everything that's happening in the market and obviously things that are related to marketing, entrepreneurship, and mindset. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Go back to the hustle. Let's do this. We've got everything within us to make things work. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the link in my bio if you need to listen to the podcast. Like the video, share it, do what you need to do with it. Let's spread the knowledge. Let's spread the love. Until then, toodles.